What's up, YouTube? Pokemon here, bringing you another Friday Fight Night. Today, we'll be looking at my new deck, Night Vengeance, more commonly known as Night March Flareon. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get into it and take a closer look at this deck. Alright, so first we'll go through the Pokemon. Now, one thing to note is I decided to build this with no EXs at all. But, to be honest, it probably would be improved upon if you did include either Jirachi or Shaymin EXs. Jirachi to get those trainers to help you out, and Shaymin for that draw support. But I wanted to show that you could build a competitive deck without a single EX at all, and this is the approach I took to do it. So for the Vengeance portion of the deck, we'll be using Flareon. Vengeance does 20 plus 10 more for each Pokemon in your discard pile. So you can see why this works well with the strategy already in place with Night March. We of course have 4 EVs to help us out with that, and I did choose the Fighting Fist version, which has Energy Evolution, which allows you to evolve it instantly as soon as you put that correct energy type on there. However, that ability is for our tech, which is Leafeon. Yes, we included a couple Leafeon in here just to go against those water decks that are weak to grass, such as the Seismitoad. 100 HP is not too bad, and of course if you got that, what's the word, effectiveness on them, you being the weakness basically, then it will make it even that much better. But that's only for those. Otherwise, this guy's going into your discard. This is one of the Pokemon that obviously you would switch out if you elected to go the EX route with Shaymin and or Jirachi. I just put this in there because I still wanted 25 Pokemon in order to power the move Vengeance available, and it seemed like a decent Pokemon if you got stuck with it on turn 1. 110 HP plus the double draw to help you get cards you might be lacking. So it at least has a decent role in that entry level. Plus, if you were doing up against a Seismitoad or something, it would be pretty effective too. And actually, take a step back. Its other move, the other move would also be pretty effective. 40 and 40, that's 80. Double that, that's 160. Not too bad for 2 energy. Obviously, it only would do that after the first initial attack. Moving on, there's the usual Night March lineup for Joltik, for Lampet, and for Punkaboos. And then for consistency's sake, I have 2 Mr. Mime in here. Just make sure I can get one of those bad boys on that bench to protect it, as so many Pokemon in here are pretty easy targets. I actually typically use the Joltik as the attacker just because the lower energy cost, but you can use Punkaboo. I typically don't want to use a double colorless plus an energy on top of that to power it up. But that's your decision to make. He does have double the HP. Alright, moving on to our trainers. Obviously, we got the main thing that makes this deck work for battle compressors. 3 Ultra Balls, also assisting us in getting those Pokemon into the discard. A couple of VS Seekers, a couple of Lysander, a couple of Lysandre's trump card. Lysander always can come in handy in every deck. I mean, it uses common places in and Sycamore / Juniper these days. And Lysandre's trump card, you can burn through your cards pretty quick in this deck, so sometimes you might have to reset to prevent yourself from drawing out. And if you're going up against another Night March style or Vengeance deck, you can use these, and if you just happen to have, say, some battle compressors or a few Pokemon that you can get rid of with Ultra Ball, you get to reset very quickly and get things going with that person being completely starting from scratch. As you'd expect, we got 4 in and 4 Sycamores, pretty commonplace. We have a couple of Skylas, and then we do have 2 Muscle Bands just to get that little extra oomph on to our attacks. You of course can use Silver Bangles as well. If you're pretty confident you'll be going up against EXs, but as I was building this deck with the sole purpose of not having EXs in it, figured it made sense to be prepared for someone doing the same thing as I am. Plus, it is only 10 difference and it will work on everything. Last but not least, Energy for double colorless, as all of our attackers will be using that attacks that require 2 colorless energy. And then 6 grass type energy. Yes, grass, not fire, and that's because if we're going up against a deck like a Seismitoad deck, we want to be able to get Leafeon out in a hurry. That's why there's only 2 Leafeons, but we have that energy for the quick evolution of Eevee, whereas in Flareon we just put 4 of them in there. If you were going to go the EX route, like I said, Virizion would be the first choice to get rid of, and then you might consider losing either a Flareon or an Eevee. You know, if you wanted to have, say, 2 Shaymins for that really good draw support. But that's pretty much it, guys. You always could do Mr. Mime as well, but that's a little risky in my mind, because if one gets into your prizes, you're out of luck until you manage to dig it out of there. Alright, so that is the deck, guys. Now let's go ahead and get ourselves a battle. Alright, here we are. Let's go ahead and look for a random battle. Let's see if we can't show off this deck. Chansey Breeder is our opponent. Looks like he'll probably go first. Most people seem to prefer going first. Yep. Ooh, it's a Pyroar deck. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Although there's a lot of dark energy. Hopefully we get a battle compressor with that extra draw. Yeah. Yeah. That's no bueno. Ooh, Seismitoad. Alright, so we might have to use our attack for once here. Oh, he ended me. Probably won't get those double colorless again. Oh, I got one. Oh, that actually turned out to be kind of lucky. I can't help but notice that he's going to be able to kill my Joltik. So I'm going to prep with this Punkaboo. And we'll get rid of all the Lampents and let him take that Joltik. And then let's Skyla for a Sycamore. And we'll end our turn there. Got rid of our muscle band. Never seen these dark energy, but I guess it doesn't matter, right? And that is decent energy acceleration. Very intriguing approach. Okay, the Joltik I think is pretty much worthless. Put the energy down. Sycamore. Hopefully we'll get an Eevee. We did. And let's go ahead and put this Virizion down too, just in case we need to buy a little time. And we're gonna have to just attack there. He has canceled out our items, unfortunately. Go ahead and power up Flareon as well. And let's get Sycamore. Oh, wait. Sycamore. Hit again. And we'll take out his Seismitoad. Oh no, it was just barely survived. Gosh, that stinks. But our Flareon will get it, unless he retreats to Yveltal. If he does that, we'll be powering up some more. Oh, he's got himself a Mewtwo as well. And it's powered up with double colorless. What to do? I think we'll go ahead and bust him out. And then we can Sycamore, which will put one more Lampent in. And nope. That ought to take care of Seismitoad. And there's the energy and a muscle band. Also got a Malamar EX. So it looks like our opponent is basically busting out all the powerful EXs that require double colorless to attack. Now his approach, and then he's powering, he's got his Yveltal in here. For the rest of the work. Let's see, how do I want to play this? That's there just to buy us some time, and we will. We already got rid of the Seismitoad, so that's no longer an issue. Go ahead and put that down. And we'll get rid of our Night March Pokemon. Looks like it's all Punkaboos this time. Yes, it is. And then, should I double draw? How much does this do? Yeah, it's not going to cut it. Alright, so we'll start powering up Eevee. Not a Leafeon. We'll do that as well. And then let's get rid of the Battle Compressor as well as the nope, I'm gonna get rid of the N. That's how I'm gonna play this. Get my Flareon. And end the turn there. Looks like let's just put our Virizion asleep. Virizion did its job and bought us some time. However, now we're kind of stuck. Looks like he's just going to end his turn there. Alright, we're kind of both at a stalemate here, holding out on each other. However, my deck is much smaller. Alright, so he's going for it. He's now taking out Virizion. He's thinking about which prize to take. Took the bottom one. Alright, we'll go ahead and prime that. Alright, Vengeance. Dealing a massive hit to the Yveltal. There's another Flareon. Very nice. I wish I had put the grass on Joltik instead. Alright, his Mew can take me, but now he's thinking about it because he's also got the Malamar there. Will the Malamar be able to do it, is his thought. He's trying to do the math. If I hadn't played that double colorless, I might have been alright, because I could have just beefed up an additional Flareon. So he's going to take out our Flareon. Oh, he bought himself some insurance from Malamar. That he's probably going to save himself. I'm betting he has a laser or a means to get a laser in the next turn. So our opponent is going to get us, but you still can see the dramatic power that this deck has, despite it all. Give it up to our buddy here. What the heck happened? I do not understand how I'm alive right now, but I'll take it. We got a victory. And there's our Mr. Mime to protect our bench. Alright, so it worked out. I'm not sure what happened, if he made a mistake on the Malamar or what, but... Or did he not put enough energy on it? He didn't. He should have put the last energy from Mew onto Malamar and he would have been fine. Oh well. Well, that's that, guys. As you can see, our MVP was Joltik, but you got to see both Flareon and Joltik in action, tearing apart EXs left and right. So, just goes to show you, you do not need EXs. Although, in all honesty, this deck would benefit from some of those supporter EXs, like I mentioned earlier. I'll probably copy this and deck and make one with EXs just so you can see that and compare. But you don't need it for sure. Took out a Seismitoad, Mewtwo, Malamar, Yveltal deck just now. Not too shabby at all for a deck with no EXs. Alright, that's it for this week's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, especially right now with the giveaway taking place. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out on my videos. It was the video I uploaded right before this one. Lots of great prizes for you to win there. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Sycamore. That way we have that to play next turn. I don't typically do that move, but desperate times. We don't want to rely on a top, getting one of those off the top just because of that, you know. And he committed suicide. Well, that was an interesting move. I have never seen that. I wonder if he felt like he was going to lose, so he decided to find out what happens when you do that. Very interesting. Well, there's one for the record books. 2 turns and I didn't even attack, and yet I somehow won.